Hello, J.R. Briggs artists, and welcome to the Painting Center. The Painting Center has two parts. The first part is located right here, just underneath where you get your paper. Painting Center has lots of fun stuff in it. First, we have watercolor paints right here. Watercolor paints you will need water and a paintbrush for, and we will show you where you can find that afterwards. To the left of the watercolors, there are dot-a-dot paints. We also have some color wheels in case you need to plan out the colors you're going to use. These are paint crayons, and just underneath them are paint colored pencils. For both of these, you color with them the way you would color with normal crayons or normal colored pencils, and then you use a paintbrush and water to paint over them, and then they look like paint. Right here we have paint sticks. Paint sticks you color with like you would color with markers, but they have bright paint colors that you can use. Over here are liquid watercolors. Liquid watercolors need to be put into a palette and then used. I can show you where to find the palettes in just a minute. We have puffy paint. Puffy paint and glitter glue can both be used to add small details to your projects. So after you drew or painted something, you could put dots or lines of 3D paint, puffy paint, or glitter glue to just add some little details. Right here in the middle are tempera cakes. Tempera cakes are very similar to watercolor paints, the watercolor palettes I showed you, where you get a cup of water and you dip your paintbrush in them and then wet them and paint with them. The other part of the paint center is on the other side of the room over by the sinks. So if you walk this way with me, you will find the rest of the paint center. Right here is where you would find liquid tempera paint, which is that thick paint that you put into a palette and then use with a brush and a cup of water. If you wanted to use liquid watercolors, you would also put the liquid watercolor in one of these palettes. There are numbered sinks. Remember that you only use your number, so make sure you match the color of your table to the number. Yellow, orange goes to number 1. Okay, you also get your cups from your numbered sink. There are some sponge brushes which don't get used very often and really should only be used for doing a solid background or something like that. This is sink number 2, and there are cups in palettes for sink number 2. These are brushes that are for everyone. We have long-handled brushes, short-handled brushes, and fat brushes. Make sure you are using the brushes appropriate to what you are doing. Next comes sink number 3, which is the smaller sink. And